Alrighty, traders. Pranav, can you hear me? Okay, good. Just want to make sure that you can hear me okay. All right. Yeah, we start right at this time, Monday through Thursday. So hope everybody's having a great trading session. It has been pretty much straight up since last night in the S&P. And, you know, it's interesting, these moves. And let's talk about where we stopped and, you know, where we're at currently. So as you can see, this bounce came from overnight when it was announced that AstraZeneca was going to resume their COVID, or it was I'm sorry, it was, they said that they're going to stop their vaccine, and then it, you know, this trial that they were doing, and then it started to bounce when everybody goes, oh, it's just a routine, you know, just a routine stop. So the S&P has bounced ever since then, and we've gone from 3,300 to 3,400. Now, what you might see here is we are currently at the 38% retracement of the sell-off. Okay, which, you know, we could obviously, you know, stop here. We could go maybe to 3,400 to the 50% retracement. We can still bounce, but the bounce is gone pretty far in a very short period of time. 3,400 is also a big deal because this was the breakout point from the all-time highs. Let's go over here, and this is the daily chart of the S&P. You can see it's right here. Now, why that's a big deal is because, you know, the currency market, you know, obviously is going to be influenced by a lot of this, the rally that we're seeing. Now, the euro is coming off of these highs, and it spiked up a little bit earlier after holding the 117.50 level. 117.50 has been a big level of support we've been monitoring. And I think I wrote down 117 just because we were sitting at 117.50 earlier from, you know, on the face webinar. But the reason why the euro bounced so aggressively is because there were some ECB comments saying that their forecasts are going to show a little bit more confidence in the, you know, show a little bit more confidence in the economic outlook. And so everybody was expecting more of a dovish ECB tomorrow. And so as a result, we got the euro, you know, anybody that was short, you know, just kind of scrambled to cover the shorts. So now the euro is just kind of moderating. Euro's a mess right now. And frankly, I have to say that, you know, as long as we're above 17, there's no real reason to be bearish. You know, obviously if we break below 117, then we're talking about a move back to 115. Now, as I was talking a little bit about in the chat room earlier, and I'll express the risk right now, is the comments that came out were a Bloomberg article, right? And it's from sources. So now you got a bunch of people that just, you know, basically covered up the euro shorts. Well, what if the ECB is still dovish tomorrow? Now the risk is then at that point in time, the euro is going to come under some pretty good pressure, right? I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm just saying that that is the risk now. The risk is that if the ECB is dovish tomorrow, we'll probably see the euro, you know, slide through this support. Okay. Let's talk about the cable. Cable's pretty active today. We came real close to the 128 level. I mean, we dropped to 129, but after, you know, this has been a, what, 500, 600 pip move. We are getting a bounce. We're bouncing right up into the resistance zone. Do I think the cable's done bouncing? I don't know. I think the pound could probably, you know, bounce up to 130.60, maybe 131. But the technical damage has been done in the cable. That's something that we need to be really careful about, playing the cable on the long side. If you're playing long, just be a little bit careful here. Aussie's had a nice bounce from, you know, this is the previous trendline channel support. You guys all know that. We should have resistance as we get towards 73 cents. The Kiwi bounced from the 618. We should find resistance as we approach 67 cents. Dollar Canadian, following the Bank of Canada, they basically left their statement unchanged. which means that they're not as dovish as the market thought. The market thought they might be able to tweak their message a little bit. Well, so the Canadian slipped and we came right back down to support. This is pretty key support. This 31, I would call it 3150 to 3140. You can see it's the big, multi-month trend line channel support. We are actually bouncing. Well, we're holding. Let's just call it that. We're holding where we should. It is also the 38% retracement off the lows. So this is pretty important support. If you use ForexAnalytix, then you know that there's a pattern in play as a result, because we came down to the 38%, breakout point, horizontal, previous trend line. So there's just a confluence of support right here. This, I was telling some of the guys and gals in the chat room that this market is like extreme buying or extreme selling intraday. It seems very one way intraday. So, it's like right now we're rallying. We haven't seen much of a pullback. I mean, the market just grinding higher. Yesterday was the exact opposite. The S&P was selling off and it was like just, straight down. Today it's straight back up. So I guess we can't complain about volatility from day to day, but the intraday volatility is not really that high. I mean, you got this, this just grind higher in the S&P. That's just something that I wanted to take note of. Dollar Mexican peso. Okay, this is one I wanted to talk about. So we are back down at the 200-day moving average, right back down at support. We failed at the 2190s. Now, if we break lower, we break through this support here, which we might. But if we do, there's support right down here. It's the 618 retracement of this low. Okay, February this year to the high. 618 retracement comes in right at 2127. So what I'm thinking is if we break through those lows, we might actually sell off, find a little support down here at 2127. That could be enough to get out all the longs. Anybody who's built up dollar Canadian long positions might stop them out under the 200-day moving average, and then obviously could bounce right back after that. I don't know if I'm thinking about buying it down there. I just don't know if I want to. It just depends what equities are doing at the same time. So with that being said, I have to mention that, guys, if you haven't signed up for the Traders Summit, make sure you do so. Here is the link. Put it in the chat box so you guys have it. That's there you go. So make sure you sign up, register. Don't wait so all those seats aren't gone. But you can see we got a lot of speakers. It's gonna be a really cool event, and I can't wait for you guys to be there. And thank you all for your support with ForexAnalytix. I appreciate each and every one of you. We will talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.